19 years ago, a baby was photographed in the arms of Lionel Messi. It was a chance encounter that today feels like a deliberate passing of the torch. Fast forward to the present, and that same kid has already secured the two ultimate international prizes in football, a European Championship and a World Cup. To put that in perspective, those are the exact same trophies that took Messi the better part of 2 decades to finally lift. Lamine Yamal's progression through the Masia Academy moved at a pace that traditional scouting charts weren't designed for. At 15 years, 9 months, and 16 days old, he stepped onto the pitch for the senior team, breaking a club debut record that had stood since 1922. His statistical output over the 2024-25 season reads like an established veteran's career peak. 55 appearances yielded 18 goals and 25 assists. That production led directly to him becoming the first player in history to win back-to-back Copa trophies as the world's best under-21 player. On paper, Yamal's trophy count at 19 is higher than Messi's was at the same age. By the numbers, he isn't just following a legendary path, he is currently ahead of the schedule Messi set. Which brings us to the climax of the 2026 World Cup final. Spain takes the pitch, executes a disciplined game plan, defeats Argentina, and claims the ultimate global crown. But this line graph tracks Yamal's direct goal contributions during that exact tournament run. Through the entire knockout stage, he recorded 0 goals and 0 assists. The line stays flat when the stakes are highest. He finished the entire month-long tournament with just a single goal. Despite entering the World Cup as the most hyped attacker on the planet, his production was eclipsed by the output of the players surrounding him. So we are left with a massive contradiction. Spain secured the biggest prize in global football, yet their supposed teenage savior vanished entirely from the stat sheet during the most critical games of the tournament. Elite international defenses designed their entire tactical setup specifically around stopping him. By double and triple teaming Yamal on the wing, opponents successfully cut off his passing lanes and smothered his isolation plays. The media expected a flashy offensive showcase driven by a single prodigy. Instead, Spain deployed a calculated and highly pragmatic approach that relied entirely on defensive structure over individual magic. This heat map illustrates Spain's activity in their own defensive third. Over the entire World Cup, this unit allowed just 1 goal. Aside from that single lapse, this defense was impenetrable, limiting world-class strikers to 0 clear chances for weeks. Rodri was the engine of that unit. As the defensive midfielder, he dictated the tempo of every transition, leading to his selection as the tournament's Golden Ball winner, the award for the most valuable individual on the pitch. When the front line stalled in the final itself, it wasn't the starting prodigy who delivered. It was substitute Ferran Torres who stepped onto the grass and buried the tournament-winning goal. Even within the teenage demographic on his own team, Yamal was completely outshined. 18-year-old center-back Pau Cubarsí showed immense composure, breaking opposition presses and generating more crucial plays from the backline than Yamal did up front. There is a distinct difference between being a passenger on a championship-winning team and being the undeniable primary force of nature that aggressively drives that entire team across the finish line when everything is on the line. The global football media is focused on a perfect narrative. They are trying to force a 19-year-old winger into the exact mold of Lionel Messi, submerging his actual identity in the process. At the club level with Barcelona, Yamal's statistical dominance is real and highly effective within a domestic league structure. But a short, high-stakes international tournament exposes different tactical vulnerabilities. Look at Messi's run in Qatar in 2022 compared to Yamal's quiet final in 2026. The contrast highlights the gap between a developing young star and a fully formed icon capable of carrying an entire nation. Punishing a teenager because he didn't individually dominate a World Cup final is a failure of our own impossible expectations, rather than a failure of his actual talent. Lamine Yamal needs the space to forge his own path. He is building his own brand, separate from the heavy expectations of the legends who came before him. He is a functional part of a high-performing collective, one of 11 players who executed a rigid tactical plan to perfection. But right now, he is a component of a great system, not a one-man army. True greatness requires time. Calling him the next Messi right now overlooks the specific reality of how this 2026 title was won. He has time to grow into that comparison, but for now, he remains a developing talent in a world-class system. So, is Yamal already the best young player football has ever produced? Or are we letting the hype ignore the actual numbers? Let me know your honest take in the comments below. And if you want more reality checks behind football's biggest myths, hit that subscribe button. I'll see you in the next one.